lot of prep went into putting up the cross. Pastor Clack created a template so we could move it up and down lightly to figure out where it needs to be placed on the wall. Thanks to Chuck Charleston and team, they built the brackets and the plates that went on the cross thanks to their blacksmithing, and we were able to use that to secure the cross. Here is Matt on the left, who built the cross from Germantown, Wisconsin. That's his father, who's a retired pastor, and we're getting photobombed with the Jesus hoodie guy who was doing work back there. Little pre-discussion about what we're going to do. That was in the beginning of the week. I think it was on a Tuesday. Small Wells World. Matt went to school same year that our brother-in-law did. Here they are getting things ready to put in the stone inlets. Both pastors trying to look for their approval. I think we got it. Matt's putting one of the last pieces in. Makes that cross even more heavier than it was. Those get put on before we install the cross. So those had to set for a little bit of time once they were epoxied in. Here's a little look of it. Here it is with the Holy Trinity. That all gets peeled off, and you'll see that hanging in the church. Had to measure the height. Pastor says, hey, I give sermons here. Let's figure out where we want to put the cross. And so we figured out the right height, and then we wanted to make sure it was centered as well. Pastor had the plans with that. Welcome to the Cross Fellowship Hour. So many people turned out on a weekday evening to help out. Here we are doing a little prep work. We have Dr. Ryan on board just in case. Now, he was there to help make sure things were balanced. There's Bob Cahow up there. He built a nice little electronic winch that was attached to some plywood on that scaffolding. Here's the beef. We're bringing this in. Pastor on one end, Al on the other. A lot of muscle in between. There's Dave checking things out. A lot of helping hands. This was a big piece here where we had to get the cross over and up. You'll see at the very bottom of the cross, Pastor made a cradle. That's where the winch actually hooks up to and pulls up so we can get the height. Pastor Clatt had a lot of thought through this, and Bob Cahow applied his engineering skills as well. So a lot of good work here. We've got coming up here a timeline of this, so look away if you get dizzy. I apologize, but a lot of effort to get that up, and we wanted to speed up the process. Take a look. The big thing we had to do here is to get the bolt lined up with the brackets so it settles in, and it's very solid once it does. And we're about the point where that's done, and now we're removing some of the material. Here we are at teardown time. Here's a little video of the gang. We have really everybody here, and we got some new high five moves. Timing on this is interesting. See? That's how it works. Thanks to everybody that came out. What a wonderful show of appreciation to get some work done on a weekday evening. There are going to be more pictures of the final cross, but thanks everybody for coming out. And as we look into the next week, we've got Cross installation done. We have floors done. Now we're continuing to work on the cabinets and vanities in the bathrooms and in the kitchenette. Carpeting and balcony still needs to come up, and pews coming up at the end. Thanks again for all your help. Have a great day.